Welcome all the Standard 9 students. Our subject is Science Part 1. We are studying lesson number 2, Work and Energy. Our today's topics are free fall, power, and the numericals based on power. Let us start with the concept free fall. Students, you see many objects falling from the height on the ground. While playing with a ball, you throw the ball up in the sky, but after some time, its velocity at some point in the sky becomes zero and it starts falling down. This process of falling an object with initial velocity zero under gravitational force is known as free fall. So, the definition of the free fall is like this. An object falling solely under the influence of the gravitational force is said to be in free fall or to be falling freely. You might have heard that Newton had discovered gravity when he saw an apple falling on the ground from a tree. That is, the apple is falling freely on the ground only due to the gravitational attraction or only due to the force of gravity of the earth. So, here are some examples of free fall. Students are playing with a ball and the ball is falling on the ground and students are catching that ball. Or the fall of a water from the height is also the example of free fall. Now, let us look at the kinetic and potential energies of an object of mass m falling freely from height h when the object is at different heights. Now, this is the figure for this example. See this figure of free fall. The object is at point A and at point A its height is h. Then this object is falling on the ground, that is at point C. But before falling at C, it reaches at point B. And when the object reaches at point B, it has covered the distance x. Okay. Now distance of the point A from the ground is equal to the height of that object. That is, that distance is equal to h. And at B, the object has covered the distance x. Therefore, remaining distance is equal to h minus x. Now, see here. The point A is at height h from the ground. Let the point B be at a distance x vertically below A. Let the point C be on the ground directly below A and B. Let us calculate the energies of the object at A, B and C. That is, we have to calculate the energy of object at point B, at point A, at point B and at point C. At first, we calculate the energy of the object at point A. Now, when the object is at point A, that is on the height h, it is stationary. That is, its initial velocity should be 0. Okay, its initial velocity should be 0. Now, we have to calculate the kinetic energy of the object at point A. Now, you know the formula of kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is equal to 1 upon 2 into mass into velocity square. That is equal to 1 by 2 into mass into u square. But here u is the initial velocity and it is equal to 0. Therefore, if we replace u is equal to 0 in this formula, we get the total value of kinetic energy is 0. And thus at point A, the object has 0 kinetic energy. But at this point, the object has potential energy equal to m into g into h. This is the formula to calculate potential energy. And you know what are kinetic energy and potential energy. Kinetic energy is the energy of the body due to its motion. But here the object is not in motion, it is at rest. So obviously at this point the object has zero kinetic energy. And potential energy means the object has the energy due to its position. So here the object is at the height and therefore it has the potential energy is equal to m into g into h. Now to calculate the total kinetic energy, we have to add these two energies, that is kinetic energy and potential energy. So kinetic energy plus potential energy is equal to 0 plus mgh and is equal to m into g into h. Now for calculating the energy of the object at point B, let us take the distance covered by the object is equal to x. Okay. Now, while falling, its initial velocity is 0, that is u is equal to 0. The distance covered is equal to x and the object is falling due to the gravitational force or gravitational. So, here we take the acceleration is equal to gravitational acceleration, that is equal to g. Now, we use here the Newton's third equation of motion. Newton's third kinematical equation is v square is equal to u square plus 2as. Now replace u is equal to 0, a is equal to g, s is equal to x, and for v we take vb. So vb square is equal to 0 plus 2gx and that is equal to 2gx. Therefore, kinetic energy is equal to 1 upon 2 mass into Vb square is equal to 1 upon 2 into mass into Vb square ची value टाकायची 2gx. We have replaced this value 2gx. Therefore, kinetic energy is equal to m into g into x. These two gets cancel here. Now height of the object when the object is at B is h minus x. Since it covers the distance x, so its height becomes h minus x. Now potential energy is equal to m into g into h, but here we replace h minus x instead of h. Now solve this bracket, we get mgh minus mgx. Now add these two energies, that is potential energy and kinetic energy, for getting total energy. So mgx plus mgh minus mgx, mgx minus mgx get cancelled and the total energy is equal to again mgx. Here is the total energy mgh, here also the total energy mgh. Now we are going to calculate the energy of the object at point C. Now let us take the velocity of the object at point C, be vc. Now again u is equal to 0, ac is equal to the distance covered, that is equal to h. Height is h and therefore the total distance covered is also h. A is equal to again g. Again apply the formula v square is equal to u square plus 2as. Replace u is equal to 0, a is equal to g, ac is equal to h. We get vc square is equal to 2gh. Now we have to calculate kinetic energy. Ke is equal to 1 by 2 into m into vc square. Put the value of vc square here and is equal to 1 by 2 into m into 2gh. And these two gets cancelled. We get kinetic energy is equal to m into g into h. The height of the object from the ground at point C is 0. Now here the height of the object is 0. So potential energy is equal to mgh is equal to 0. Now again for getting total energy we have to add kinetic energy plus potential energy. Mgh plus 0 is equal to mgh. So from 1, 2 and 3 we can see that at every point the energy of the object remains same. The total energy of the object remains constant. Okay. Now, let us study about power. Before going to the definition, we think about some questions. The first question is, can your father climb stairs as fast as you can? Now, what is your answer? Obviously, it is no. Your father can't climb the stairs as fast as you can. Now, the second question is, will you fill the overhead water tank with the help of a bucket or an electric motor? तुम्हाला समजा एखादी पाण्याची टाकी भरायची आहे आणि सांगितलं की बादलीनी भरा किंवा इलेक्ट्रिक मोटरच्या साह्याने भरा. तर तुम्ही यातला कोणती पद्धत तुम्ही जास्त प्रिफर कराल? तर ऑब्वियसली विथ अन इलेक्ट्रिक मोटर. बिकॉज with filling with the help of a bucket, you cannot fill the water tank easily. And the next question is, suppose Rajasri, Yash and Ranjit have to reach the top of a small hill. Rajasri went by car, Yash went cycling, while Ranjit went walking. If all of them choose the same path, who will reach first and who will reach last? Now, since the Ranjit is going with walking, so he cannot reach first. Okay, and Rajasri went by car, so she will reach there first and Ranjit will reach there last. So now these are all the examples which are related with power. Now, what is the definition of power? Power is the rate at which work is done. Now, this is the formula of the power. Power is equal to work upon time. What is the definition? Power is the rate at which work is done. That is the rate of work done is equal to power. And therefore, the formula is equal to work upon time. Now, power is denoted by capital P, work is denoted by W, and time is denoted by T. Therefore, the formula becomes P is equal to W upon T. Now, the unit of power. Since the unit of work is joule and that of time is second, therefore, the unit of power is joule per second, but joule per second is togetherly known as watt. Then, the next unit is horsepower. Horsepower means it is also the unit of power, but this unit is used in industrial sectors. In the industrial sector, the unit of power is taken as horsepower. Then, the value of horsepower in terms of watt. 1 horsepower is equal to 746 watt. Then the next term is energy. Energy and power, these are related terms. Now, the unit of energy for commercial use is kilowatt hour. Then, 1000 joule work performed in 1 second is 1 kilowatt hour, 1 kilowatt power. Now, 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 1 kilowatt into 1 hour. 1 kilowatt is equal to 1000 watt and 1 hour is equal to 3600 seconds. And therefore, 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 36000000, that is 36 lakh joule. Now, this 36 lakh joule can be converted as 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joules. Again, for electricity, when the electricity used for domestic purposes is to be measured, it is measured in units of kilowatt hour. And 1 kilowatt hour is known as 1 unit. That is, our consumption of electricity is always measured in units, and that unit means 1 kilowatt hours. That is, if we use 15 units of energy or electricity in 1 month, that is, we have consumed 15 kilowatt hours electricity in that month. Okay. Now some numericals. Example number 1. An electric pump has 2 kilowatt power. How much water will the pump lift every minute to a height of 10 meter? Now see what is the example. There is the electric pump whose power is 2 kilowatt, and it is asked that how much water will the pump lift every minute to a height of 10 meter. 10 मीटर उंचीवरती पाणी चढवायचं असेल तर प्रत्येक मिनिटाला किती पाणी चढवलं जाईल जर त्या इलेक्ट्रिक पंपची पॉवर 2 किलोवॅट असेल तर. ओके. नाउ at first write the given part. Power is given. Power is equal to 2 kilowatt. Convert this into joule per second, that is multiply this by 1000. So we get 2 kilowatt is equal to 2000 joule per second. Now time is equal to 60 seconds because the time is given as every minute, that is 1 minute, and that is equal to 60 seconds. Now the height is 10 meter and the water is lifted against the gravitational force of the earth. So we have to take here the value of G, and it is equal to 9.8 meter per second square, and we have to find M. Okay. M means mass of the water. Now use the formula of power. P is equal to W upon T. But W is equal to work done, and that is equal to the potential energy. So it is equal to M into G into H upon T. Therefore, now this T, shift this T to this side and GH is also to this side, and we get M is equal to P into T upon GH. Now replace the values of P, T, G and H here. Then calculate this. We get 12,000 upon 9.8 kg. This value is approximately equal to 1224 kg. And thus for every minute the 1224 kilogram of water is lifted at the height of 10 meter. This is the answer. Now next example. If a 1200 watt electric iron is used daily for 30 minutes, how much total electricity is consumed in the month of April? आता काय काय दिलेलं आहे? This is the month of April. It means that that month contains 30 days. Okay. Then 1200 watt electric iron, that is the power of electric iron is given as 1200 watt, and it is used daily for 30 minutes. So the time T is equal to 30 minutes. We have to convert that time into seconds, and we have to find the total consumption of electricity in the month of April. Now solution. Write all the given values. P is equal to 1200 watt. T is equal to, now T is equal to, it is given that the iron is used daily for 30 minutes. So 30 minutes is the time. Okay. But this 30 minutes is every day of the month of April. So 30 days, we have to take 30 days of the month of April into 30 minutes per day, and into these 30 minutes are converted into seconds. So multiply it by 60 seconds, and then multiplying all these values we get total seconds of that month are 54,000. Okay, so in the month of April, total 54,000 second. For the 54,000 second, the electric iron is used. Now we have to calculate the total consumption of electricity, that is W. So again use the formula P is equal to W upon T. Then W is equal to, by cross multiplying we get W is equal to PT. Then replacing values we get 12 into 54 into these 5 zeros. We can write these 5 zeros as into 10 raised to 5. And 12 into 54 is equal to 648. So answer is 648 into 10 raised to 5 joules. Now we have to convert these joules into kilowatt hours or into units, because electricity is measured in units. So divide this P by 3.6 into 10 raised to 6. And after dividing we get the answer 18. 18 units electricity is consumed for ironing in the month of April. Now homework. Solve the solved examples in the textbook. तुमच्या पुस्तकात जी सोडवलेली उदाहरणं आहेत ती तुम्ही पुन्हा एकदा सोडवायची. Then prove that the kinetic energy of a freely falling object on reaching the ground is nothing but the transformation of its initial potential energy. हे फ्री फॉलचं एक्झाम्पल जे आपण मगाशी बघितलं तेच एक्झाम्पल तुम्हाला इथे एक्सप्लेन करायचे, फिगर कंपल्सरी काढायची. ह्याच्या व्यतिरिक्त अजून ही जी आता आपण 2 एक्झाम्पल सोडवली ती तुम्ही पुन्हा एकदा सोडवा. पॉवरची डेफिनेशन, पॉवरचं युनिट, या सगळ्या गोष्टी आपल्या वहीमध्ये नोट डाऊन करा. थँक्यू.